Good morning, everybody. This is Max Farrell. This is dextrader.com. Today is March 30th, 2018, and this is your daily update. Okay. I don't want to come off sounding preachy, right? That's not my intent. My intent's not to be your guru. All right, I'm not sitting on some high mountain and waiting for you to climb up the mountain to come and find my success. No, that's not me, right? My success and my idea, because we had this statement here, okay, it's our mission statement, is that we want to try to help as many people as possible get to their idea of success. Now, notice I emphasize the word their. That means your success is different from my success. And guess what? I'm successful. And I'm successful not because you're my client. I'm successful is because I can stop all of this dextrader and everything else and sit down in front of a computer and trade and make money. And make enough money for me to live on. Not just live on, but excel. Now with that, I've had to create sort of a balance, if you will, of time that I spend trading and that I spend functioning the websites and taking care of systems and all that stuff. Now, in my little pie of world here, right, trading usually should take about this much time, right? So this should be my trading life. When I do well, you know, I'll make a decent money doing this. Now, I might take dextrader and the systems and all that stuff and create a sort of an equalness. So it's like a half and half kind of stuff. Trading in dex takes up half my time, okay? And then the rest I spend battling this little bugger. It's when we start to remove some of the trading style or the trading time, okay? And then life is the rest over here. That's okay. I mean, if you can manage this and this money here is acceptable to you, then great. Our statement of what success is a little bit different than everybody else's. Our mission statement is simple. We want to help as many people as possible get to their idea of success. Remember, their idea of success. Your idea may be completely different than mine. Mine may be just being able to afford to pay my mortgage and take care of my kids and make sure that everything is good. Yours may be you want to live in a mountain mansion in the Maldives. I don't know. But whatever it is, we want to try to help you get there. But the only way you're going to get there is by creating a very balanced structure of this pie of what you do. Now, some of you, it may look like this. This might be your trading life. Then you got soccer. Then you got school. Then you got work. Work should probably be. Then you got work, right? And then you got, you know, party time. And then you got life. Right? Who knows? Who knows what it is? Only you do. You draw the circle out and see what it is. See what your trading time is. Okay? Because this is what it comes down to. The time that you spend trading should equal enough for you to learn. Okay? Your learning time should always be bigger in the very beginning, right? As you start out that pie, learning on if this was your training life, right? This is your trading life, I mean. Learning in the very beginning should kind of be 50-50. You should be learning at the same time you're figuring stuff out, and then that's part of your trading. Right? You should spend a lot of time in the very beginning learning. Now, learning is not just sitting behind a video and watching me trade. Learning should also be another facet, and that's called demoing. And if you're not putting the proper time into demo, then you're going to fail. Now, I spoke to a customer the other day, and he says, why should I demo? Your system should be good enough that I should just go and trade. And I had to immediately stop him doing anything because I know that trader mentality is doomed for failure. Because Learning how to demo, learning through demoing is not about proving my system works. It's proving that you can work my system because it takes a discipline. You've seen the algorithm 1,000 times. If you haven't, then you see this. And this is the forward algorithm. Let me fix up that G there. I always mess up a G. This is called the forward algorithm, right? And this algorithm is consistency plus volume equals goal. And why this is so important is because unless you get consistency in your life, you cannot apply the volume to get to the goals that you need to get to. Because nobody's going to do one trade ever and be like, all right, I'm set for the rest of my life. So you have to make multiple trades. In order to adjust that process, you're going to incrementally crawl up to a point to get to your goal. Now, the idea of getting to consistency requires two other things, and you've probably seen me say this before, is patience and discipline. And that equals the C. This is trading. Basically, this is just about anything in your life. If you don't have the patience and discipline to go through school to become a doctor, you'll never get to that volume to get to your goal. What is your goal? I want to be a doctor. I have to put more time in, or I have to get more money, or I have to go to graduate school, whatever it is. This algorithm works just about on anything. The idea of demoing is to get you to getting to these points, to get to that patience level, to get to that discipline, to show that it's being done. A couple months ago, I had a very disturbing conversation with somebody, and I only usually have to have this about maybe 0.5% of the people that come through our doors, and we've had a lot. We've had a lot of people come through our doors, go through Trader's Mind series, go through the training network for 5-minute signals. Especially with the 5-minute signal people, there is always in the very beginning, hey, this is going to be my savior. I'm going to be able to do 5-minute trades. I only got to work about an hour. I can make more money than anybody else is making. No. Well, you can. Yes, you can. You really can do that. But listen, if you don't have these two, if you don't exude this, if this doesn't just pour out of your body, then guess what? You're not going to be very happy. The concept here is simple. If you have the patience and the discipline, you create consistency with that. That consistency can be depended upon to now applied volume. If you're trading on Nadex with one contract at a time, and your average profit margin is $22, how do you make $44? You apply 2 contracts. You're winning the same amount of ratio each time. You're doing 80, 90%, whatever it is. If at the end of the month, you're trading at 1 contract at a time, at the end of the week or month or whatever your goal time is, and you've made $1,000 by trading 1 contract at a time, how do you make $2,000? You trade 2 contracts. It's the same thing in Forex. If you start out your trading life with trading a micro lot, and at the end of the month you made $1,000, how do you get to $2,000? 2 micro lots. Now, if you've done that, you've traded a tremendous amount, right? So that's a little bit skewed. Maybe if it's $100 or even $10. You see what I'm saying? But you can't get to adding volume until you get the patience. This is where a lot of you fail. You start putting the money before the time. Okay? Don't do this. This part of it becomes very convoluted if you cannot apply the patience and discipline to your trading life. Now, good enough, we have a tremendous amount of opportunity here for you. One of them, if you're trading with Nadex, is the 5-minute signals. This is not your save-all. This is just your training tool. For some of you, it could be. Man, I tell you, there's about 20% of you people that come through that are just you 5-minute mentality people. I used to be there. I can't be there anymore because it's just I have to focus everything I have. The phone rings, I'm done. I'm screwed. Okay? So for most of you, if you got that 5-minute mentality and you can get in there and make it work, you have to show more patience and discipline than anybody else. But from there, you can graduate over to basic signals and try those. If you find yourself not really getting into the flow of those, you have to be really patient with those. If you don't find yourself, that's what you want, we can flip you over to the Forex side of it easy enough because you're both at charge the same price. We can get you into other things as well. All right. Well, that's my time here for the Dex Trader side. I'm going to jump over to the DexFX copy stuff. That's where we make trades for people over in Forex. Not make for them, but we have our own trades that happen, and people can copy our trades easily enough. All right, so we'll get over there. Today is March 30th, 2018, and this is your DexFX copy update. All right, my friends, I want you all to realize that this is not something that we planned out, right? We didn't start out in the very beginning back in November last year and went, let's get a whole bunch of people into a room and charge them $299 or $199 or $175, whatever you paid to be here. And let's see. There is a process of trying to figure out what can work and what can't work. And my sincerity behind it all is always the same. All I want is to find that thing that works for everybody. Okay? Maybe not every single person, but it's the majority of people, because we really do. Me personally, Max Farrow, really do care for your success. I want you to be successful. I don't want to make money off of you. I wish I could just give all this stuff away for free. I wish I was independently wealthy and the sites didn't cost anything, or we had some benefactor who could give us the sites and give it all away, right? I really do wish that, but I can't. And I know that some of you are hardcore Dex Trader fans and DexFX and Max Farrow and all that stuff, and I can't thank you enough for that. And some of you have this preconceived notion that the whole world's going to be saved by this answer because of my conviction and my enthusiasm. My enthusiasms come from me wanting to make it work, and I'm going to do my best to try to make it work. I try not to do too much pie in the sky. You'll never see me fan out money or any of that kind of stuff to lead people in. In fact, there is times where I have stopped systems cold in their tracks because I see the light at the end of the tunnel that, hey, look, this is possibly a good way. Oh, no, we better reverse action here and try something different. It is never with the intent to defraud or take money or do anything, and I think you all know that. But with that said, the DexFX copy process is still going to move forward. We found the pathway, and we know it's really solid, and we're just asking for you to kind of keep strong with us and keep going forward with us. Even though we've taken a little kick in the knee, it's time to plant our feet and start moving forward. We got the team. We got the process. It's now time. Okay? So here's what's going to happen. We've created a team of traders. And when I say traders, I mean traders, like boardrooms, sitting in a room, all together traders, right? And this group of traders, there are 3 here and a whole bunch in the UK. Now, I didn't go overseas. We didn't find a company overseas as far as, like Israel or some other binary network company or whatever, right? And we're still never will be affiliated with a broker, ever, ever, ever. Okay? Now, what these traders do is simple. They monitor a manual trading process and an automated trading process. And they see how these trades operate, and they allow them to go through the network. This is the DexFX copy system. From there, it will go into a single account and then to the Max Prime. Okay? So we have filters through this entire process. As it gets calculated here at full rate, we start looking at what percentages are the best, which ones work the best, which team works the best, which session has the best, right? And we filtered those results through this process. Now, before, I used to have all these bots and all these systems running and trying to navigate in between, but that's what this team does as well. It monitors all the successes from all of the bots and takes bits and pieces from each one and puts it onto an automated trading system. So we might have some of the Vader, you might have Odin, you might have some of the Dex Grinch stuff. You know, the Simply Forex is on a lot of it, actually, which is pretty cool. And that's what's filtering into this system, and then they're sending to DexFX, to the account, and then to Max Prime. Now, this system right now is active. And that is what's running right now. As of yesterday, as of last night, here, let me screen that. Let me refresh. Yep, there we go. Okay. We've only done, you know, a small amount of pips. We did 11 pips, 11 and a half pips for a profit of $1.87, okay? And you'll probably also see, if you hit the history here, that we've graduated to a 0.02 lot. Now, why did we do that? In the very beginning, when I was telling you all that the process trading is to go from the 0.1, right? That way, if you want to multiply it, then great, right? But one thing that I've learned from this group of traders is a process called twin trading. And twin trading is very simple. You take a division of equal amount of lots, okay, 0.02, and you get into a trade. And let's just say it's for a buy. And as the market starts to go up and hit a certain profit margin, you sell off half of your position. So at here, I would sell off 0.01. I would then move my stop loss up to break even and allow the 0.02 the other 0.01 to continue on to either got to another division of reward or broke it out. I wouldn't have lost anything, but I may not have gained anything. Does that make sense? So this process is always to say, let's secure absolute trade and profit and take the risk for it, the rest of it to go on at no risk, right? Because we've moved up the stop loss, we moved the stop loss up to break even. This process of twin trading is very profitable and will yield us, even if one pair does good, gets a little bit of pips, and the other pair drops off, and if it doesn't do well, if it ends up bouncing off of resistance area or what have you, and then the next thing you know, we're not making any. If we had 0.02 and it went all the way down to stop loss, we would have lost on both lots. Where here, we gain at least something, move it to break even, and then if it were to lose, it would still just stop us out of break even. So we'd still be in the profit margin. Now, why did we choose 0.02? Well, because simply enough, if we choose 0.02 and you choose a multiplier of 2, your lots would be 0.04. That means that if the market goes up, you get out at 0.02, keeping another 0.02 on until it hits its next level, and you either gain them both or break even. Make sense? Good. Now, with this is going to take a little bit more profit margin and process, but I want you to know that if things start to look bad, we will be filtering out certain things as we're going. So we're going to be monitoring this and following this now 24/7. That was the other thing too, is for me personally, Max Farrow cannot sit and watch all 6 bots, all 6 trading rooms, all 6 systems 24/7. And now that we have a team doing so, it makes me pretty damn happy. Because my trading is in this as well. I have a live account on this system as well. So when you lose, I lose. Not just in trading, but I also lose with you as points and, you know, hey, what's this guy really doing and all that kind of stuff. So I needed to do you justice. Because being a good owner of a company is also realizing where your limitations are. And my limitations, to be quite honest with you, are I cannot run the company, be a trader, be a processor of all the stuff that has to be developed on the websites and networks, do consults, be in the chat rooms, answer phone calls, and live life as well. Because remember in the previous segment where I was saying that life sometimes is like this, well, what happens if my life, if trading becomes like this for me and my life is this? Because I either have an illness or I have a death in the family or I have something happens, my trading lifestyle suffers. So if my trading life suffers for me and I'm the one monitoring and taking care of all the systems, what happens? I'll show you what happens. It's very simple. This happens. So I'm going to apologize, and I've already done so once in a video, but I'll do it again. I'm sorry that we've had that this has happened, but this has happened right now. This has happened, so later this can happen. Okay? This part that's happening right now is tremendous. This is the team that's trading in there. 1,300 pips. Okay? 1,300 pips in a week. This is what we've been testing out at. Even more now. Okay? So the point being that some bad stuff has happened in my life, in my systems, but what it's done is it allowed me to refocus all of our energies into building a team, not just an individual that you have to depend on. This way, if Max Farrer falls down the stairs, breaks a pinky toe or something, and you can't get to work, can't walk the 12 feet to my office from my kitchen, then at least there's somebody there to continue to trade, monitor trades, make sure everything's going good, right? Because we want thousands of people in this system. That's what we want. I'm not looking just to trade for one or two people. I'm looking to trade for thousands and thousands and thousands. All right. I won't take any more of your time. I appreciate all your patience. And if you've suffered the non-callback from me over the consults or issues, we've had so many issues coming up with the consult system. I'm looking to switch consult systems. If you've had issues, you couldn't get a hold of me, or we didn't get calls back to you, or what have you, I do apologize. We'll get it all sorted out. If you want to try to reschedule, or just email me at Max, M-A-X-X, at dextrader. Email me here. I'll always get this. Okay? Email me here and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. You could try calling the shop, but with the new team on, we have a customer service system that we're building that can handle phone calls as well and help direct you and set up consults and do all that kind of stuff. All right? I'm Max Farrell. This is dextrader.com. This is your week or daily update for the DexFX copy system, and we'll see you next time. And as always, trade well.